Hello. Okay, it's the 28th of the 6th, and we'll do another look at the charts. So we've got the daily on the EUR USD. We can see that we're still in the range that we've been on. And if we look at the 4 hour, we can check that. Oh, check that range here too. There we go. About there somewhere, and same at the top. Cool. Yeah, so we can see it's just squeezing in. We haven't hit the high of the range again. So we did hit the bottom yesterday and bounce off. And it hasn't been a super aggressive push up. We got one good green candle. But yeah, slow turn, and then got a long way up, and then started pulling back a little bit. But still very much like in an uptrend from the bottom to the top. We haven't even got a break of the 4 hour low yet, which I think is quite significant. So yeah, that's still looking quite bullish. And when it hits the top, we would expect it to bounce off again. And don't know if this is like super likely, but it feels like we're going to get a hit to the top and then a partial bounce down and then a move up. That's what I think is most likely to happen. So yeah, we'll see. If this doesn't reach the top, then because we are getting ever so slightly, like you could say that was the actual top, which it is. It wicked right up to there. This one didn't wick up, and if this doesn't break this point here, then so if it turns over shortly and comes down, then the sellers are still actually more aggressive than the buyers. So it's at the moment it's in a very sideways, not sure what's happening type position. But I still think the most likely thing is it's going to be turning around. So we'll have to see what happens there. On the GBP, we've still got the price pushing down on the daily. So we've got that happening on both of them. And we can see on the 4 hour, just the more zoomed in look, is they're very significant kind of pushes both up and down. It's not just kind of going completely sideways or anything. So we've actually still had some nice down trades, some nice sells. Well, this was a good sell from a couple of days ago. That was a nice lower high, came down and broke the low, and so yeah, good entry there. And trading it down to this bottom support line, that's nice. We do have this point here. This low is barely lower than the previous one, so it is lower, but it's basically at that same support line. So it's looking like it's struggling to keep moving. Although in saying that, I always think the previous push is quite relevant, and this last push down was more aggressive than this push up is. So technically at the moment, it's the sellers are still pushing down harder than the buyers. And it came up to this point here, which I call a tick trade. So here the price came down and then up and then down. And then the point of resistance we found up here was exactly at that point. So, which was very predictable. If you see a zigzag like that, if we get, where are we? Pencil. If the price comes up and does this sort of thing, and then comes down, this point here, just change that color. This point here is very significant. So it's very likely that the price will come up, hit the underside of that, and then bounce off it. So that's exactly what we got down here. If the price comes back up to that point, then we've got a higher low on the 4 hour, which should mean the price is looking like it's going to start pushing up. However, I would be very nervous to trade it through this area here, trying to hold on past this point. I would want to see it bounce off that point and do a weak bounce off, because every time it's wanted to push down hard, it's been able to. So we haven't actually seen like a failed push yet. And I wouldn't call this a failed push. This little push down, if it comes back up, that's a very small, like a wiggle. rather than like a proper turn and then a failed push. So yeah, what I would want to see is the price coming up to here and then coming down and then wanting to bust up. And I would be entering on the second touch of that support line, support resistance line, after a higher low, after like a weak push down. That's where I'd be looking to enter a buy. So yeah, that's the analysis. Pretty simple, not too much different from yesterday. We got the bounce up as expected on both charts, and yeah, see what the next 24 hours brings. Cheers.